Hello, we are live with the second part of The Way of Kings. Everyone say hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right, so we are not joined.
Konnichiwa, minasan.
Ohio
Alright,
gozaimasu.
sorry.
Konnichiwa. Um, wait, let me do my little reset thing. Cute.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm
so
trying to
oh
sign
yeah,
into
don't
to
forget
my
to
Twitch
resub.
on my MacBook.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know
Oh
how to use
wait,
my
you know
MacBook
what? It looks
anymore.
like two of my
Give me a
alerts
break.
are sandwiched on top of each other. That you know what that means? That means my Streamlabs alerts finally work. I'm gonna hide one of them,
Wow.
but I've stopped using it
Wow, you
because they're
have a
very
separate
unreliable. Yeah.
one for Prime and just for a subscriber.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, that's funny. I guess I
Well,
should
it's
maybe configure that better next time. I have actually never seen
um,
it because usually when I'm streaming from like my couch with the video game, I'm not actively looking at like my stream, like overhead view thing.
yeah,
But
I know, but I
anyways,
said like just subscribed, and then the one that was overlaid on top of it was
is the
just to
Prime one?
subscribe with Prime.
Okay. In that case, I could like probably mute the Prime one. I'll do that later. Oh, here we go. Yep, I see it again.
Brain in the
Let's
brain.
go.
Let's see
Yeah, I don't
if
know.
it
The other
does
one is really
pronounce.
tiny though for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, see? The one that's like behind.
Oh, it is the one that's behind is the Streamlabs one. Okay, so I was right. No. Oh, a bit. Hype Train. Oh, it's because you two both you guys both subscribed at the same time. I gotta fix. They're
That
very
happens
tiny.
pretty much every single time.
I know, yeah, when I think when two people subscribe like at the same time that happens, but I'm gonna fix the I guess the sizing later. But yeah, we are missing one of our members today. I forget what was their screen name. Indeed. Because
Yeah.
they had some stuff to do, but that's okay. They're gonna join us next time for book club, and also they've read this book already, so they're kind of just rereading it.
I think they've read
But
every book except for the
the
most
latest
recent
one,
one.
yeah.
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 Even still, I can't really remember some of the details from the stuff we just read earlier, because
Yeah.
I
And
read
there's like
it a while
so
ago.
much there's so many details in just like one book that I'm sure I really don't remember this book from like
Yeah,
I don't know when even did like I read it like, years ago. When did this
and at
book come
least
out?
Yeah,
the parts
they
we've
were
reading, it's
they
like
were
not
saying
all
they were
together.
saying that they were listening to the audiobook of this
Mm.
book, I think, like or no, like one of the later books in like later college.
Okay, well
Oh,
So
this came out in 2010.
so this one
So
would
this has
damn,
probably
we
to
were
like
babies and
this one might
maybe
have
like
been in
high school.
high school. This one would have been in high school probably.
dang, and he's only on book 5. We're gonna be like middle aged by the time he gets to like 2 new books.
Well, there's plenty that
He
are
really be the Oda
tough.
of fantasy novels.
Or the
Yeah.
Aaron Yeager finding the basement of fantasy novels.
No. He's Oda level at this point.
I guess, but Oda's also way younger than him, right? Not way younger. Maybe they're the same size, same age. I mean,
Uh, I don't actually. I think Oda is younger, but I don't know by how much.
mm, gotta look that up next time. But let me fix my mic because I think I'm blowing people's ears right now.
When is Kaladin gonna find the One Piece?
Yeah. When will Kaladin finally break out of the army?
Yeah, that's actually
Perhaps very
real.
soon, actually, with the very cliffhanger of a chapter we left off on. But I guess we'll
Yeah, we
overview.
somehow like even though we're going by page number, so we're not ending on parts. Both times we've ended at like a good cliffhanger chapter. Like it feels like we ended at like a part, even though
Like a
we
Mhm.
part end, yeah, I
yeah
agree. Every for some reason yeah, I guess like because we always do the same amount of chapters about after a
yeah
certain part, and somehow it always winds up being a good cliffhanger ending.
yeah.
The book gods smile upon us.
Mhm.
I guess
Also, I
maybe
think
he does it in quarters. The quarters, like maybe
Yeah,
the quarters are a thing.
we
even
ended
though the
exactly
parts
at
make it
49.9% of the book according to my ebook. So
so.
we're very
Yeah,
precise.
it's because it's like the end is like 496 or something in like pages, but then the next page is like a blank page and then like a drawing
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
something like that. So it's like right before 500.
All right,
Stormlight.
going
Oh,
back
7.
to the beginning. So we're gonna start out with chapter 17. We're in Kaladin's POV again,
Mhm.
and he goes to see the apothecary. Every time I hear the word apothecary, I can't help thinking of Apothecary Diaries. By the way,
Yeah.
watch that show.
I haven't
He went
started
And
he
yet. I
went
want to
he went
wait
to
till
see
there's
he
like.
went to go see Mau Mau?
yeah, right?
She was
Yo,
pretending to
Ma
be an old man.
Mau Mau and Jingxi are here?
Oh, Jinshi?
They're here? Gojo's voice actor is in Way of Kings?
Daddy
Honestly,
Gojo is
that would
here?
be cool if they had an animated series.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, my boy Brando Sando, an animated series of Way of Kings, I'm just saying, could go hard. Could go hard.
Put that out
Uh,
there.
Yo, Netflix animated shows, they've been heat. I'm just
Mhm.
saying.
That's
I'm just
true.
saying, Castlevania,
I gotta
fire
finish
show.
watching that. I might do that tonight, actually. I'm like halfway through, and then Devil May Cry anime is coming out in
Devil May Cry
April.
coming soon.
Yeah.
Witcher anime coming like next weekend or something like
Oh, I
that.
forgot about that one.
Like anime's in, anime's hot. I want the anime. Give me
It's
the
hot.
anime.
Yeah, anime's hot. Anime now is now the cool thing to do. If you don't watch anime, you're not hip.
Yeah.
Low key though.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
But
a time to be alive.
yeah, the apothecary, I guess, is price fixing things with his fellow apothecaries, which is like, what? This is too relatable. But he's still trying to save those bridgemen that were injured in one of the last bridge runs, and of course he has no money because he is just a poor bridge man. And in trying to get stuff, he realized he's being like price gouged by the apothecary. But his former,
Hmm.
I guess, like apprenticeship under his dad, who was a surgeon, has him, I guess, knowing about a whole bunch of herbs and shit. So he figures he can just get his
Oh
own
wait,
antiseptic.
is that where we are?
Uh, I think so. I'm like generalizing most of
Oh,
his
okay, yeah, because
stuff.
you're
Yeah.
combining like some of the okay. I was
Yeah,
just
this is
confused
strictly
because
Calvin and
you
POV.
said
I think
chapter
we should do
17, and then I went, what?
no. Like, I think it makes more sense to talk about each person's POV because it does skip a lot of
Yeah,
like
I
it skips
agree.
through a lot
Yeah,
of protagonist views. Sometimes it
but
sticks around more than others,
but I
but
think you skipped over the part where they actually went to the where they went on a bridge run, and then we kind of get to see more of like an explanation of Cal being protected by Syl,
yeah, that's
um,
true.
and also like his past surgeon training like actually coming in clutch.
He's definitely
Uh,
just like they called him like Storm Blessed, right? Which we haven't
yeah,
realized. We haven't like I guess known what exactly that means. But clearly, like
yeah.
luck is on his side. If luck is some godly entity or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
I should make that a caption on the next stream.
And his spheres just keep mysteriously losing all their stormlight.
Yeah,
So
Yes,
like
I
yes.
totally
wonder
not
what
being
that could
absorbed into
be.
him or anything.
Yeah, he's just always getting those done spheres.
I
It must
can't
be
believe he hasn't
gas.
realized that yet, though.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I
I,
think
I I
he
also
doesn't really
wondered that too, but I guess like they did make a point that like knowing about the lashings and all that stuff is actually kind of rare too.
Mm.
Yeah, it seems at this point that it's only a Shin thing.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. No one else has displayed this power before, except for uh Seth's son, whatever.
Son, something, yeah. And we did get an explanation about why that is, but we'll get into that later because that always like
Mhm.
confused me. His name, but so that's kind of what Cal's going through. I guess we'll get to more details later. But going back to Dalinar,
Mm.
Davilar, sorry, no, Dalinar. I'm getting all their names confused. Yeah.
Dalinar. They talk about one thing I want to mention about like when they went to specific they talk more about the religion that they all
Yeah.
follow that I found really cool. Like the like your religion is very personalized and it's split between a calling and and a glory.
Mhm.
Um and like you have to choose a profession that fits underneath the Almighty and an attribute of the Almighty to uphold within
Hmm.
that profession. But also, there's like racism in, in their religion, where
Of
if you're a
course.
light eyes, you just have more
Mhm.
innate glory, whatever the hell that's supposed to be.
It's like
Yeah.
Mormonism where you have points. It's like a point system.
Points and stuff. 5 points for Griffin,
Or
though.
no, that's not Mormonism, is it? That's what is it? The ones that come to your door.
Oh, Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's
Jehovah's
Witness.
Witnesses.
Yeah, that
They
was the
got
one with the point
they
system.
got points in
They got
Jehovah's
points.
Witnesses.
I think so. Yeah, that's why they go around because like if they get people to convert, you get like points or whatever they call it. I pretty sure.
You get to cash
Ah.
in your points for prizes.
Yeah, at the rewards
Yo,
counter.
it's like Chuck E. Cheese.
Can I get a PS4 with my points?
Only in heaven. You get a
The
PS4 that's
great
usable in heaven.
PS4 in heaven.
You use it to like to furnish your heaven house.
Yeah. That's kind of cool actually though. But that's Vorinism, right? That's the religion they follow.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
All right. Oh, we get Renarin. One of his sons has some blood weakness.
Mm.
Which is
Which I'm
why
trying.
he's not trained.
I was trying to figure out what that means the entire
Like
time.
maybe he
Maybe he
has
has
like
like.
diabetes. I don't know.
Actually, that's a better. For some reason, my brain went porphyria or something like
What is
that.
that?
Um. I think it's what people used to think. Like vampirism, like what
Oh.
was like. Uh. Let me see what it actually does. It's a buildup of certain things in your like your red blood cells. What's his face? The king who went mad. Mad King George had porphyria.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And it's like it can like over time it like weakens the body, can cause like psychological issues,
Hmm.
um, and like lots of pain.
What's the one
So
where when your blood doesn't clot like normal? I was thinking it could
oh,
also be
that's
that.
hemophilia, I think. Hem-
I don't know.
something
Hema
something
something.
like that.
Blood
Because
something.
one of my favorite streamers, C Dog VA, he's like the only streamer I'll
Yeah.
actually watch every now and then. He has that
Besides
disease.
me.
Mm,
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I watch you consistently. Him is like he's the
Same.
only other one I will watch like for fun because streaming to me doesn't fit into my lifestyle. I
Yeah,
like
the
to watch
time
things
zones too. It's really
pre-recorded.
difficult
My lifestyle.
because it's so live.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably just like anemic or something.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's
anemic. That's what I
probably
was thinking
what
about.
we're
Yeah,
Yeah,
hearing.
anemia.
with their description,
Mhm.
anemic does make more sense.
Because he's just like kind of weak and it like gets tired, but he doesn't have it doesn't seem anyway that he has like a illness
Mhm.
Yeah,
at this
true.
point. But I
That
don't know. We don't really know much
too
about
bad they don't have an iron fish to cook all his food with.
Yeah, the Iron Hello Kitty.
a lot of rocks.
So
You could just be licking rocks. But
I
they don't
mean,
know.
are these rocks like nutritional? Because I feel like the casted rocks are like fake rocks,
Mm,
GMO
no,
rocks,
non-nutritional rocks.
genetically
Yeah.
modified rocks.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, not nutritional.
these some GMO rocks, bro.
Yeah, they only eat organic,
Excuse me,
non-GMO.
where do you keep the organic rocks?
We got some Stormlight archives like in book lore, so it was written by someone called Nohadon, which comma in ordinary man is what I wrote. I guess that was the description they gave him in the book. So I don't know what that tells us, but kind of some back lore about Stormlight archives. And
Mm-mm.
then we
Dalinar.
actually yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say Dalinar also talks to the king, trying to become the High Prince of War.
Oh
Mhm.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess that's like a
right on.
title they give to the high princes. You could be like a high prince of something. I guess that would be your specialty.
Yeah, and you outrank basically everyone in that specific designation that you're given.
Wow.
So
Then
they
yeah, we
all have to
saw.
follow you underneath that like whatever high prince you are.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We finally see one of Dalinar's visions. So he is like, oh yeah. So when the high storm comes, he's like, oh shit, it's coming. It's
Yeah,
like a Raven vision where you just like stop in the middle and like go like
yeah,
weird,
and
and
they were trying
then
to sprint back
yeah,
to
and they
The
get
couldn't
him.
way
make it.
the way that they were describing that scene, I was like, this is me on the train when all of a sudden I got a shit.
Yes, exactly what I was thinking.
He's
Oh
like,
my god.
we can make it, we can make it. He's like, we're not gonna make it. We gotta get
you,
right
you
here.
start sweating.
You see, yeah, like him sweating, him like getting dizzy and panicked. I was
Yeah.
like, yo,
When you're
this
like,
is 100.
I'm one stop away, but he's like, no, I gotta get off now.
And then when he's like, Dad, it's like it's too late. We're not gonna make it. And like the defeat that comes over you, like
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna make it.
So they make it into
Uh,
some random barracks though, and then they close the door, and then he
That's
just
the Barnes
starts
and Noble that
going.
you make it into.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the Starbucks. You
Yeah,
burst
the really
into.
dirty Starbucks, and you're punching
Yeah.
in the code. But he I guess collapses and then quote unquote wakes back up in someone called Heb. So he is I guess like reenacting some historical event it seems like. And
Yeah,
there's some inky shadow things he's fighting against called
Mhm.
Midnight Essence, which is a cool
mhm.
name
Yeah,
by the way. I like that
And
a
yeah.
lot.
and we get to see more of the Radiants. It's definitely like during the time of the Radiant Knights. They're
Yes.
fighting, helping, and they are cool as hell.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think I don't know if they said this was a considered a desolation with a capital D, but they said the desolations happened in the Shadow Days before mankind had defeated the Voidbringers and taken the war to heaven. So I feel like this is kind of the time period this vision is happening. And yes, we do see
Mhm.
the Knights Radiant. They can just like fall from the sky. That's really cool. And like I
They're
guess teleport slash move
they're
really
Have
fast.
healing powers and stuff.
yeah, they're like literal angels basically, the way
Yeah.
they're being described. And there be women. There be
Hell
women
yeah.
Mhm.
Diversity. Let
knights.
diversity win.
And I love that he's like, "There's a woman?"
Yeah, because they're like, women don't fight now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not women arts.
Thank God he can't see her hands because she's got armor on.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, he would have fallen over.
He would have gotten hard immediately and then died.
Had a heart attack and died.
From
He would have gotten
bloodlines.
so hard that he died.
And he just never wakes up from the vision.
Yeah.
But he saves this wife and child.
Mm.
But there's still more shadowy thingies coming. And then yeah, he meets the two Shad bearers, and I forget how it she wakes kind of back up. I don't think they show it in this particular chapter. It kind of just ends, and then we go back to a Cal flashback chapter.
Yeah,
But
he's just like pulled
yeah.
out, I guess.
Give me a bit more. Oh yeah, chapter 21. I like the titles of the chapters that Brando Sando
Mm.
gives. So this one was called Why Men Lie, and this is when Syl kind of figures out what lying is, which is like very
Mhm.
cool. He's
And we also
becoming more
get to
sentient.
learn more about Cal's little team he's got going on with Rock.
Yeah. We love
And
team building activities.
Rock can see still. And I was like, is that a
Yeah.
special property of Horn Eaters? And
Different race.
He calls Cal Mafaliki.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and himself in Alai Iku. I was like, definitely Polynesian
Yes.
inspired,
Hmm.
100%. Because already from the picture, I assumed they were like Polynesian or maybe like, like Native American or something from just like
Uh-huh.
appearance. And I was like, definitely Polynesian for this one.
Hmm.
The
You know,
only
they
And it's
live
like,
in mountains in this book, not on
yeah,
islands.
yeah, it's
not
true.
an islands. But
Yeah, they
technically,
call
um,
these other people lowlanders because they're not
Hmm.
accustomed to like mountain air.
I like to think, it's like the Philippines. A lot of Philippines got mad mountains. They could be the mountain
Hmm.
Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The mountain region, the north, I don't remember what like the province or like island is called in the Philippines. Is
Yeah, I
so
forgot all
nice.
the.
That's my
I'm gonna be for
favorite
real. I forgot all the
place.
names, but I know what you're talking about. I see it in my head.
Yeah, the tiered rice fields and stuff. So
Yeah,
beautiful and nice.
and then it's like Rock, the big cool guy, Cal, and Taft, the scrangly little shit.
One
Yeah,
other note that
scrangly.
I had for this chapter was they do have flatbread and curry. So I'm like, okay, definitely like Southeast Asian-ish if it wasn't already apparent from when you guys were talking about it last time.
Oh yeah,
So definitely ethnic. They got ethnic food,
hell yeah!
the
And
best kind of food.
I've been trying to figure out how to say Rock's full name this entire like since they
I
Mm.
did
wrote
not
it.
Mhm.
even try, like out
Numu
loud at least.
Numuku
It was like
Numuhuku
Numu
Maki
Fuku something.
Numuhuku Makiyaki Aya
I
Lunamore. I
yeah.
wrote
Sounds
it
about
all
right.
down.
Um yeah, that was fun. What else I can say? Oh yeah, but like he that reminded me that Rock like talked mad shit about like their food though. He's like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, like you guys don't like taste things even though they're like supposed to be eating curry. He's like, nah, you guys have no flavor. I was like, damn, what they got up in the mountains.
Better spices.
Mhm. Oh, and like men and women eat different kinds of food.
Oh
Men eat
yeah,
spicy
Yeah.
food and women eat sweet food. I was like, that's disgusting. I could not eat the lazy
yeah,
food.
yeah. Like women can
Like
only
a
eat
sweet
sweet
soup,
flavored things.
a sweet vegetable and fruit soup was mentioned here somewhere. Like that, no, I
Ew.
can't. That's not
Like
for
I
me.
love, but I'm like wondering like if they mean like sweet, sweet, or if they mean kind of like that, like sweet and spicy, or sweet and like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it like is sweet forward, but it's not like
Yeah,
sweet,
Sugary. Yeah.
sweet.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
It
that
kind of
it is
reminds me
like
when they say
a
like
sweet
certain
savory
cocktails are girly or like one's like a girl drink and one's like a guy drink. It's like there's segregated
Uh
flavors.
segregated food. Yeah, but I don't like sweet savory food. Like I can't eat that. So like I don't like really like sweet and sour things or anything like that. So
I love
this
sweet and sour.
mm,
would
I
not
love
be for
vinegar.
me.
I love
I
my
like
vinegar
vinegar. I don't
too.
like the sweet
Yo,
stuff.
Okay.
so
That's like me with
apparently
the cheese and pastries thing.
all of the Philippines is women food because everything is sweet.
Yeah,
Yo, Filipino spaghetti, that's for the girls.
Yeah.
for the girl.
Another world building fact, which I thought was interesting. So it seems like the weather changes seasons like completely unpredictably. They don't have really a cycle because they
Mm-hmm.
mentioned the storm wardens predicted a few weeks of spring and then summer, and then they hope not winter. I'm like, okay, I guess
Yeah,
the seasons can just be whatever they want to be at any given week. So that was
yeah. They said
interesting
that
and
like
not something I had realized until now.
they mentioned it like briefly before that like seasons last like a few weeks usually. So it
Yeah.
like yeah, is a much more quick uh,
But it doesn't seem
turnover.
like they follow cycles, so it's not like spring,
No.
summer, fall, winter. It's just like a few weeks of something and then a few weeks of another thing.
Mm-hmm.
But very weird, but I guess cool. I've never read a book or like, any kind of media that had like a very randomized seasons.
Yeah.
Also their alcohol is like colored Gatorade. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yo, give me that blue alcohol.
Was it blue or purple that was the
The
most
dark
alcoholic?
violet.
Yeah.
Dark
The
violet.
orange shit.
Ooh, but purple Gatorade goes so hard though. I like purple Gatorade.
I'm
No,
very
that
much
would be
I'm very
great.
much blue. I'm a blue Gatorade boy.
Really?
Blue, light blue, any blue. Or
Eh,
orange actually. Orange I'm down
I
for
Yeah,
like the
too.
orange. Orange is
I
good.
like orange.
Orange actually is like my go-to normally, and blue would probably be second.
Blue's for like
Mhm.
special when I want to be especially hydrated. Not
No,
really,
yeah,
but
I know. That's what I was gonna say. Blue
Because
is for
blue,
when I've been
yeah, because
working
blue is more
hard.
hydrating, obviously.
Yeah.
obviously, yeah, it has more blue in it.
But also
Yeah.
I'm reading through my notes and I literally just wrote again. I don't know. I've wrote this so many times. Is it gay to eat a sweet treat?
Is it got fellas? Is it gay
Yeah.
to drink a lot of Gatorade?
I feel like half my
Pink
notes have just
Gatorade?
been fellas,
Just
is
sweet
it gay
soup
to blank?
to read and have a little sweet treat.
Yeah, cats
Is
can
it
have
gay
a
to
little
have
salami as a
is
treat.
it gay to have a sweet treat for morale?
They did mention also about the food that soulcast food is inherently bland, so the trade-off for turning like random rocks
Mm,
into food is that it doesn't taste like anything, which is kind of funny,
Mm,
but makes sense.
which does make sense, yeah.
And
Isn't that
also,
the
mhm,
argument for like some like like people would have for uh like lab made food? It doesn't taste right now.
yeah.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like this is their or Brando Sando's like metaphor for like mass produced or like lab grown food where it's like it's made because
Hmm.
they need the volume, not necessarily because it's like nutritious or tasty.
Hmm.
That also
Um
is like the way of like soldier food in most things, like the fucking
Yeah.
elf bread and Lord of the Rings like tastes like
Hmm.
cardboard,
oh
even though
yeah.
it's good for you. It's like also like
Yeah.
soldier rations are usually garbage.
I guess in real life, like MREs don't really got flavor like that.
Yeah, it's just all
Yeah.
straight nutrition.
Hmm. But also, I wrote "Bad Boy Dalinar." That's your sister-in-law.
Oh yeah. Okay, he's like weirdly crushed. Okay, in his defense, he does not remember who his wife is though. So, and
I don't know.
also
I don't know. That's a defense for him being into
Okay,
his
well, the
sister-in-law.
defense is they were
Um,
previously in a love triangle with his brother, so like
yeah,
he had the
That is
feelings
true.
beforehand.
That is true. That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
true.
that's
You
the
are
yeah.
right.
defense. I don't agree with it, and it is weird, but at the
And
same
I went,
time, it's like understandable.
but Navani was kind of into it, so I was like,
Yeah,
Navani
she's
kind of for
playing
the.
into it
I was like,
hard,
Navani
so
kind of
Yeah.
for the streets, bro. Navani for the
and like
Yeah.
streets.
technically her husband died, so like he's the next kind of related to him, you know.
I guess. Does that make it worse or better?
They're both widowed. I don't know.
I guess
I
that's
mean,
true. You're
it
right. You're right.
also like historically is pretty common that
Yeah.
like a sibling of someone powerful who died like gets their wife is not like
Mhm.
uncommon in that historical context. Um, so it's not like crazy, but yeah, I feel
She
like
for
this.
sure is her own person.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, they're past or whatever. He's trying. He's trying real hard not to like be doing that. So good for him, but
Yeah, his inner
Mhm.
he's
monologue is
into it.
hilarious.
Mhm.
Wit is back though for this party, this feast that they're having.
Oh yeah.
And this guy can out savage me in a heartbeat. He is like insane. And Brando Sando is insane for writing this character. But no hero or Wit said no assassins, just ass sass.
Yeah,
I like that
that
one.
was funny. Yeah, so he's just like shitting on everyone as they walk in, but like he's nice to Dalinar.
Yeah, it's like a roast. Like you have if you're gonna show your face in public, you have to get roasted by Wit. That's the trade-off.
I also love that he like that Brando Sando invented this as like a job that you can have.
No,
It's like a jester though,
this was a real job.
right?
Well, yeah, like a court jester, but it's not like this.
They're not as witty.
He's and because a court jester is like you are sort of making fun of yourself, and I mean not necessarily, but like a lot of times it was like more clownish behavior.
Yeah, you're just acting like a fool, basically.
This guy is just like my job is just to insult people, which like it's sick. I like it, but
He gets paid and he gets to like live in the royal like premises. So
Mhm.
not a bad gig.
Yeah.
They mentioned that the Alethi squabble amongst themselves back in the homelands, and yeah, it's crazy to me that they've just been out here in the Shattered Plains, like fighting some basically unbeatable war. Totally not unlike we do in real life, haha.
Mm.
But they're kind of ignoring their homeland and like
Yeah,
stuff and
in the
drama is
real
going
world
down
though,
there.
the gem hearts is just crude oil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. Okay, we go back to Kaladin's POV, but we kind of talked about stuff, how Rock can see still. Yeah, the High Prince's drama. So yeah, just going back to Dalinar, the High Prince drama is so petty. It's like dudes
Oh
cannot work
yeah.
together for their life, and
Yeah.
so frustrating.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that now they all think Dalinar is a little bitch boy, apparently because he wants to retreat.
Yeah, and that he's having these like weird psychic visions, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, I think you're off your rocker."
Yeah. It's not even like that he like totally walked back the wanting to retreat thing. He's like, what if we just like worked together and try and actually win the war? And they're like, no, that
They're like,
sounds gay.
"Win." Yeah,
Yo, working together, that's gay,
That's
bro.
gay.
they're just here for the glory, not for the
Ending this
win.
war? Nah,
Nah.
we
Ending
fight
the war is
forever.
second to being glorious in war.
Hmm. Oh, that also reminds me that in this, I guess around this time, it's chapter 28 specifically, but there's like a part where Dalinar's like talking about the calling and that he feels like the thrill, capital T,
Yeah,
right? When
capital
he's like
Yeah.
T, trademark
battling, but
sign.
like that last time he was like he lost it for a minute and now he's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But he's saying that like the thrill and that which is like the enjoyment and longing for war is part of what drove the Alethi as a people.
Mhm.
And he says, the Almighty himself depended on the Alethi to train themselves in honorable battle so that when they died, they could join the heralds
In
in
heaven.
heaven, etc. So my like thoughts I was having, I was like, oh, that's interesting that the way he talks about it, like, I wonder if this like thrill is some kind of like curse that is set upon these people to like make them want to fight so much. It's like why is it the Alethi specifically are like so obsessed with war?
Mhm.
And think like something had got to make them think that like this is what they have to do like for
This is
God.
their
I'm like,
godly
is
calling.
that some kind of like magic? But like, why do they want them to be fighting? Interesting. Just thoughts out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
honestly, it could also
hopefully
just
find
be
out.
religious fervor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like brainwashed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it makes
like,
sense.
I don't know, the way he talks about like the thrill
Hmm.
feels kind of like they go into like a
Real.
trance almost,
Yeah.
And it's not just like him; it's like a a common thing apparently, or not a common thing, but like a thing that is experienced by a variety of people.
Did they say that they
Um,
tend to not talk about it often? It's like a personal thing. Was that?
mm,
Yeah, I think they don't bring it up.
yeah,
It's something that's
yeah.
understood amongst all men that it's something they experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you hit puberty, you figure out what the thrill is. That's what that means.
We feel it all the time. Yeah.
They yeah. So Dalinar's visions. He said that he started having them after he first listened to readings of the Way of Kings. So that's interesting. Of note,
Mm.
I don't know. Hopefully, we find out what that means later. Also, they introduce old bloods. They have tattoos on their faces, and I'm not exactly. I don't really remember what this was about. This is chapter 26, but I don't remember in context where they saw this or what they were talking about. If anyone else remembers.
No, I don't even remember
I don't even remember that
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Let me
chapter.
Side note
say
for
it. Let
later,
me
I
try
guess, if
and
they ever
find
bring
it.
it up. So I guess in talking about the thrill, Sadius is asking Dalinar, like, don't you just want to go 8 ship sometimes? Which, like, is insinuating that Dalinar keeps his emotions, like, bundled up too often. And then, like, is too reserved, I guess. And then Sadius is like, don't you just want to, like, experience the thrill sometimes?
Mm.
Um,
But now Dalinar feels revolted
yes.
by the death.
Oh, Parshendi.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
has, like,
almost like
a
he's
change
broken
of
through
heart.
the curse. He has the knowledge.
And they did note that they saw Parshendi with shard plate, which was surprising to them because they're like, "Oh, how did they get this?" And they don't have a shard blade, which I guess is the more useful tool of the shard stuff.
I don't think they were
But
confused by it though, because they said they've won plate and like blades from Parshendi in the past.
okay, I thought
I
they were.
think
Well, I guess it's just
the
being racist
first
then.
time they
But
saw
it's the
it,
first time
like
in a
in the
while that
past.
they've.
Okay.
Oh, because there
Yeah,
was a time like when they first met them when Gavilar was still alive, right? And they were
yeah.
like, that was
In
when they
the
were
in yeah, in
shocked.
the past, yeah, they were shocked, but yeah, now they don't know where they're getting them from. I think actually, what's his son, his armor is from a Parshendi that Dalinar won in like the first few fights, on the plains.
I didn't remember that. I guess it makes sense because they have to get armor from somewhere else, right? So if all the Alethi are just holding on to it, like how else would you get more? So I guess the other
Yeah.
side has to have it.
And that's why he wants another one for Renarin.
Hmm.
He wants a blade and armor for Renarin,
Yeah.
I
So the
mean,
armor will
he ain't
support his
battling,
weak
so it's like
blood.
his
dude has
weak
to go
blow.
touch some grass if he wants that stuff instead of just like saying like nah, I'll pass. Back to Cal and his apothecary diaries section. Um yeah, so this is the price collusion again, which you mentioned before, and then so they go on chasm duty. And this is like semi unrelated to the medication, but I guess this is like one of the
Oh
other
yeah.
jobs that they hate because you're in the chasm at the bottom and just collecting ship off
You're
corpses.
basically grave Robin.
Yeah, it reminded me
Yeah.
of Lethal Company though, because they said there's like a quota, and if you don't meet the quota, you get docked. I'm like, wait, this is completely just like Lethal Company gameplay. And then like it's dangerous the further you go out, because then it's like the further you have to come back in, etc.,
Hmm.
etc. Creepy shit can pop up
Creepy
on you.
shit,
So
floods can happen. Just
yep.
a lot can go wrong.
And
But
then they make some soup. That's what I
wait,
And then
but
wrote.
he
then
has an anime moment
Yes,
he
yeah,
has,
in the
yeah,
he
chasm.
feels the
yeah,
spear.
where he's doing such fire kata that everyone is entranced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That they're
But
talking
also,
shit and then he does some cool sword stuff with his eyes closed and everyone's
yeah,
shocked.
and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's a cool guy."
yeah.
Oh
He
my god,
wasn't
he
lying.
is the main character.
But also some fun little facts, like singing seems to be a big thing in this world for some reason.
What's their
I'm just
equivalent of like sea shanties? Because they're on land. That's
Yeah.
what I think
they
they were saying.
they
Captain
specifically
Shanty.
mentioned like Horn Eater culture, all duels and fights are settled through song. I was like, yo,
Oh
they
yeah,
really do
Yeah,
be
and their
Filipino.
insults
real
are
bard
poems.
energy.
Was thick.
Yeah, they're poetic. They're all their names are poems. I was like, these are Filipinos if I've ever seen one.
And if
Nice.
you want to insult someone, you have to make a poem like that rhymes and goes with their name to
Yeah,
insult them. I was like, man, that's sick.
Takes skill.
and they for some reason specifically mentioned Dunny as a tenor.
Yeah. Are you keeping note? Is this
Yeah.
relevant to people's AUs where they write about them singing?
Yeah, we form a chorus.
And then this is when the boy band begins.
There's Bridge
They
4
walk.
performs. There's like a talent show in the army camp.
Yeah.
Someone should
This is
write
a
that.
side story.
Yeah, then they eat soup, so they're, team building. We love team building activities. The
Mhm.
Navani shows up again and she says most masculine arts deal with destroying while feminine arts deal with creation. I was like, oh, that's a good way to like categorize it.
Mm.
Mm.
And we see span read technology, which is how they communicate across distances, which is kind of cool. It's almost like a Ouija board, but less scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. It's that like self-writing 10.
Hmm.
And they have like blinking lights and all of that. So even though it's not necessarily like technological, it is like somewhat mystical magic technology.
Hmm.
And then we get to the interludes. So that was the end of part two. The interludes we haven't. I don't think we've seen. Are we pronouncing his name like Risen? Is that how it is?
Yeah, that's how I read it, I think.
My notes kept auto correcting it to like Ryan, and I'm like, no, there's no
No.
other vowel here. It's just a
Yeah,
Y.
Ryan and Shinovar.
Yeah.
Ryan
It's a
Seacrest in Shinovar.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Thalen. So I'm trying to still get all of the cultures straight. So the Thalen people are the ones with the eyebrows, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
And they also believe in covering women's safe hands because of Voron cultural dominance. So Voron seems to be like the overall arching like
They're
culture, and
the
then like
they're the
these
larger culture, yeah.
subcultures, yeah, are like have their own beliefs and stuff. Talking about the shins, they said shin grass in Shinovargus doesn't quote unquote move and withdraw into the ground like grass in other countries does, and there's also soil versus everywhere else there tends to be just all rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got normal stuff for us,
Yeah.
They're
which for everyone
like
else is fucking weird.
yeah, they're the normal in comparison to our world, I would guess.
And there's also
Like
no
yes,
high
they have,
storms.
they have chickens apparently, which is rare
Yeah.
everywhere else. And
Yep.
also like their
Horses.
hierarchical system is very reversed compared to most, where farmers are the highest of
Oh
class,
yeah,
warriors are pointless basically.
Nice.
that was cool. Yeah, they call the farmer he who adds. So like people who contribute to society are revered more than people
Wow.
who don't. Versus like the warrior people only take away because they kill. So
Yeah.
they're like the
That's a good
lowest
system.
class.
Which is
Yeah.
giving it, which in my head was giving like real like, fuck, what do they call what was the books we just read before these ones?
Mistborn?
It's going.
Mistborn, like the preservation versus
Mm. Yeah, preservation and
Ruin?
ruin.
in ruin, yeah. The idea between something being additive versus subtractive.
Yeah. Sandy loves that
Oh yeah, but
dichotomy.
this merchant, I guess once owned Zeth. I'm gonna call it Zeth. I don't know if the Z is silent, but that's just kind of how his interlude, I guess, interacts with or no, Risen is like the girl, right? And then
Yeah,
Vistum is like her dad
Yeah, and
slash like
under
she's
mentor.
apprenticing. Yeah.
apprenticing under Bapsk.
Yeah, so
Oh
Vistim also has like no vowel in his name. Once owned Zeth, and he's like, oh, like he was so loyal, blah blah blah. I really wish I didn't trade him off. I'm like, dude, you made a huge mistake because
yeah.
like, why would
Yeah.
you even trade it off? Like, how
I
much
got
money
no
did you
idea.
lose? The second interview was Axius, the collector, and he's
Yeah.
very eccentric. He's giving mad scientist
Yeah.
vibes.
He's an
He wakes up from
I'm
like
in.
naked from a bar fight. Was this guy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can change the color and markings on their skin, so it's kind of like they have just tattoos, but they can like
Right on.
change tattoos and shit, which is really cool. And that's how he
Mhm.
keeps notes apparently. And he wants to
Yeah.
document every single type of spren. And that's this guy's whole purpose in life.
Mhm.
And
But he
he's
also
just
had
a
like
little bit
some
cuckoo.
seems like some like bad luck curse.
Yeah, curse of kind I wrote. I'm not really sure what that
Yeah.
is though.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, yep, this is normal. And then he goes to like watch that huge spren come out of the water. And a kid like steals his blanket he was using as clothes. And he's like, oh, yep, classic. I'm going to get arrested for public indecency.
He really doesn't seem really like perturbed or angry about it. He's just like, nah, this happens.
Seems like this happens to him all the time.
Yeah, this is a normal Wednesday for the guy.
Yeah.
Also his shadows are casted towards the light, which I thought was really cool. So I'm wondering if that's a trait that all Imeans have. That's the name that they gave his people.
Mhm.
So that's really cool. That's really like edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
shadows cast towards the light.
But he can also like generally like sort of change his body at will because he like
Hmm.
fixes
Mhm.
his nose or something and he like heals his wounds, fixes his headache.
Like a
So I'm like,
chameleon.
yeah, I was like, this race is kind of crazy. But I guess that's why people like are kind of feel sus about him.
Mhm. And we also learn in the cities and more about the Iriali people who have gold, like literal metallic gold hair that runs true like a Lethe hair, which is like a big thing, I guess, running true.
Yeah.
I guess because you're not like
So,
mixed hair
because
colors.
is Adeline, because Adeline has gold in his hair. Is it gold or is it blonde? I forgot. Is he
I
like half?
forget.
Because when they said like it runs gold, I was like, oh, is Adeline like half Iriali?
Could be
I
maybe his
think it
wife.
was blonde.
Or was it blonde? I was trying to remember, but I couldn't remember if it was blonde or gold.
I don't remember clearly either. I think it was blonde, but
Because I was thinking
other
it
than
was
that would
gold
be
because like I think they said like if you are true Alethi, it would just be black no matter what your other one had, unless it was like also like something special like Iriali or like I think there's other examples. And then
the
and if it was, it would be like you have streaks of both.
Hmm.
yeah.
That I might be misremembering all of that to be fair.
No, I think that's right. But there are other like people who can be blonde. Like the Veden people can be blonde. Like what's her name?
Ah,
Talon
true. Oh,
is or Shalyn is blonde. Um
Yeah, they usually specify when someone has like the actually golden hair, because I think Brando calls special attention to it.
yeah.
okay,
I,
true.
I don't
Yeah, because I guess
remember
they don't say his
specifically.
hair is metallic. Even if they did say gold, I think they didn't mention the metallic sheen on it, which they have for Iriali people.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many different
I'm
types of
not sure.
people.
I don't remember
But
exactly.
low key with his black and streaks of like blonde gold, I'm like, yo, this man's an ABB.
You got
He's
highlight.
go he's going to see Porter Robinson or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for sure. Zed.
The third interlude is our boy Zeth. Zeth's son Volano, and we figure out why
Volano.
he's called that now. It's because
Sure.
he, I guess, disgraces his father's name, which would have been Seth's
That
son
on
Naturo.
Naturo, yeah.
Yeah. And then so Valeno must be his grandfather's name, which is hilarious. He's like, yeah, don't call me by my dad's name. I'm not worthy of it, basically. Which sucks, dude. Like, I don't even know how he got into the situation because we didn't figure it out yet. But um, I guess reminder for those. This is the guy that killed Gavilar.
Hmm.
Uh, that night in the intro. And now he's owned by a guy named Makek, who is some like casino den guy. He does his lashing stuff. Did we find out if surge binding is the same thing as lashing himself to like walls? Surge binding is something else, maybe?
I
I,
think it's in the same family of stuff. I think surge isn't surge binding like
I think it's the name of
a
like
form,
the
like one of the forms of the lashings or whatever.
I don't
mm,
Um,
remember. It hasn't been explained.
in
It's
like his first chapter, yeah, he describes the different kinds of lashings, but I don't remember them clearly because there's
yeah,
like
I
okay, so
think
this
basic, reverse, and
lashing is the
something else.
overall term then.
yeah, I think the lashings are like the powers the powers, and like surge binding is one type of it. If I remember, it was also so long ago this was
I know.
explained.
We had so much of the book. So he gets to where Seth gets called upon to assassinate another dude. Like, what else is new? This is this guy's random Wednesday, and someone beat
Mm.
him to the assassination, which means, and they also, or they killed his owner, too. So now he's
Mhm.
owned by this other group, which is bad because at least he was able to just kill like no names as like a as this kind of slave, or what is he called
Yeah,
again? Is it a slave or just like there's some special word they had?
the truthless.
Yeah, a truth list.
Yeah.
Something with like oaths and stuff. So
Yeah,
Oathstone, is that what it was?
that with his oath stone, yeah, and
Yeah.
he has to follow whoever holds his oath stone. But there are two specific oaths he's not allowed to that like prevent him from following two specific orders, which is like he can't give his shard blade away is
And he
one of
can't
them. I
kill
don't remember.
himself.
And he can't kill himself. Yeah,
Can't kill
Yeah.
himself.
I mean, that's pretty tight rules. That's kind of all you need.
which is like honestly like at least they thought of that because I was like if they could just do that I was like that's crazy.
Yeah, just like off himself and then take the shard blade. I guess he's gonna die with the shard blade, basically.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But now his new owners are worse though because they're like, "Hey, okay, so we're your new owners, and we want you to go kill all the high princes." And dude's like, "Bro,
And
like
kill
I,
the
he
kill the
cannot get
king
away
of
from this shit."
Kevin as well.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
King of Jochebed, which is like the is that
That's where
uh
That's
Shallan
for
and
Shallon.
Jasmine are.
yeah.
Shallan,
Oh
my
yeah, that
bad.
dude. Okay,
Yeah.
the older guy.
It
So
in my head, by the way, the king of Kevin, I'm imagining him as the Sultan from Aladdin. I don't know why he
No,
gives me the
they're
vibes of
oh, like
him.
dad vibes.
they're in Carbranth, which is in
Oh, you're right.
the Thalian
You're right.
people,
That's
but
Carbranch. You're right.
Shallon is from Jockheaven.
Jochebed.
Oh,
That's
that
Okay.
that's what
where
it was. That's what
she
it is. She's from Jockheaven, but they're in Carbranch. The king of Carbranch reminds me of the
Yeah.
Sultan from Aladdin.
Yeah, with his like
Uh-huh.
granddaughter or whatever when we
Yeah,
first met him,
like how doting he is, and how he's kind of like a little aloof, and
and a little dumb for a
a
king.
little dumb, but like endearing dumb.
Yes,
Yeah, in a kind way.
but
I also went back and looked at Zeth's first chapter, and the types of lashings are basic, full, and reverse. So like
interesting.
basic, you lash yourself to a thing. Full lashes two things together, and then reverse he describes as like it. Uh, Instead of making the doorframe emit stormlight, it pulls nearby light into it.
So like a black
Mm,
hole,
So
kind
it
of.
like
It absorbs it.
yeah, that it like gives it gravity, I guess. So other stuff
Mm.
pulls into that. But maybe like surge binding is like the name of the system, like the magic system, and then the
mm.
lashings are the
Hmm.
specific like
Yeah, wait.
techniques.
Moves.
I started googling it, and I was like, wait, I've learned my
Don't.
lesson when it
Don't
comes
Yeah,
to
Google it.
googling.
don't do
Yeah,
that.
I've learned my lesson when it comes
Don't
to
Google it.
googling.
Just search in your book.
Yeah, I was like,
Control
wait,
F.
Google has done me dirty in the last book. Let me not Google anything anymore.
Yeah, and that spoiled you like two other books, didn't it?
Technically, yes. So yeah, I will
But
not be doing any more googling for this book.
good, good. But yes, Zeth's Sons on Volanov is in deep shit now. So
I think
rip
it's
this
isn't
guy.
it
He
just
cannot
pronounced
catch a break.
Seth? Seth. I
I
think it
don't know.
actually is just pronounced Seth. At
I
least in
call it
the
that in
audiobook.
my head because
Because
it's funny.
I like
like
Zeth.
when I was like peak Brando Sando TikTok, like that was my algorithm. Like I kept getting the audiobook like clip of that first line, and then people putting the was it what's whose song is it? Was it like Chapel Roan or like Charlie XCX or something?
Which one?
Like it was putting that as the background music. It was like some cunty beat. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Sorry.
No, you can.
Okay.
No, I like that you like on metaphor stream or like regular streams, you censor yourself other stuff, but you do say the cunty voice. It
I
makes
do.
me laugh.
I read the rules. It just can't be. You can't be like cursing every other word. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I try. But sometimes when words fail you, you only have like a set description to go by, and
I
that
didn't
word
I
fills it
I didn't
perfectly.
know I didn't know how to describe that beat any other way.
I mean, when you say that word, it definitely people know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. It's the only way
It's
to describe it.
it's evocative.
Yes. All right, back to part 3, my favorite part, dying. But we didn't really figure out what that meant yet in context. I don't think so,
No, we
because
barely
we're
got into
only
this part.
3 chapters into it, or 4.
Oh,
Um,
I loved the beginning of part 3 because they talked about something that I've talked about in real life, the debate of morality and if it's divine or personal.
ooh,
Mm,
sounds like a big philosophy stream.
That is something that, like, people have been arguing since atheism has existed in this world.
yeah.
So this chapter goes back to Shallan, and I guess we learned that Jacobet's High Prince is ailing, which that means Seth's job must be pretty easy. But
Mm.
Shallan is writing to her family back at home, and they're like, "Girl, where you at? Are you done yet?" And she's like, no."
And she's
But
having some personal struggles as well with what she has to do because she kind of likes
yeah,
Jasna.
um, it sounds like there's some like weird secret society stuff going on. Like I kept thinking about the Freemason shit. So there's some like
Mm,
like other backstory. So not only did her father die, some people are after like loan sharks, but they're also, I guess, part of the secret society that their like butler was a part of, and the
yeah.
butler was the one that used the soulcaster and the only one that knew how to use it. Um, very shady that these weird people showed up only after that their servant died. Because
Hmm.
now I guess they know that this guy's dead and they're coming back to like collect whatever it is that they need. But damn, her dad really put the whole family in a really effed up situation and just like
Mm.
left them with nothing.
Yeah. Sounds like he
Um,
was a fucked up guy. He beat them and
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah,
but
but he
he was
really didn't
they
care
generally
for
were
his
all
kid.
terrified of him. What it
Yeah,
feels like.
but like the fact that he was involved in so much shady shit and then just decides like I forget, did they describe how he died or what happened to him? I forget. I don't even know if someone like killed
I
him or he
feel like
just
they did, but
died.
I don't remember.
I don't think they specifically said how he died. In my
Yeah,
head, I was thinking he just was like got sick or some shit.
yeah,
Yeah, I think he just died because no one like knew,
Yeah, no one knew he
so
died.
he
So
wasn't
like it.
killed publicly at least.
yeah. So okay, so they were able to hide it well, I guess, trying to weaken a Bernie's him.
Hmm.
But they're running out of time because all their loans and dues are coming up, and they really want Shalon to
Hmm.
hurry up and get the Soulcaster. But like, I don't know how they expected this girl to get it so easily.
And also, like, I
Yeah.
don't. This plan doesn't sound like it's gonna work. Like, Jasmine's
Yeah,
really
Yeah.
smart. There's no way she's just gonna be like, "Oh, well, I guess my soulcaster thing just broke. And this is probably still mine." Like, I
yeah.
Yeah,
think
She
she's
would
that
gonna
totally
be able to
know
tell
if
that
it
it's
got
not
swapped.
hers immediately.
their plan is so flimsy. I'm like, y'all are betting on the worst plan. I guess it's the only plan they have, so that's why they're doing it. But like, it's a flimsy
But could
plan.
they really not get another Soulcaster from like anyone else that isn't like the princess, basically? Like
Um,
from someone so high profile, that's
Yeah.
like extremely risky to
oh
like
no, I
rob them.
think no, yes, because soul casters I think are only held by the church, so stealing from them would be even harder than stealing from like a
Oh, like her,
heretic.
who's like a heretic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I guess this is their only option.
because Jasna having one is already kind of like iffy because she's not part of the church.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's yeah.
It's like trying to
Well,
steal the Pope's scepter.
the Pope
I don't know.
scepter.
I don't know if what it's called. He has something.
The
His
stick.
the apple of
the Pope
Eden in
stick.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, this is just like the Freemasons thing too.
Yeah, yeah with Pope Borgio, the Borgios or whatever.
Borgia, yeah.
Borgia.
Did we figure out what a weeping is? That's like a way they use to like tell time because they said like, oh, like she went through her like 13th weeping before something something, and I'm like, I don't know what a weeping is yet.
I think it's a weather event,
That's what I
like
was
a
thinking too.
really, really heavy rain and flooding. But like
Interesting.
one that does actually have a time scheduled timetable.
It's like 100-year storm, so this one's maybe like a 5-year storm.
I think it
Mm,
happens every year, like a
Uh,
yearly, like a typhoon kind of. thing, monsoon season or something.
When the
They
sky
talked about
weeps.
it at some point, but it was a while. I don't
Yeah, it
remember.
was like a glossed over line, but he uses the term again, so I wrote it down trying to remember what it was about.
Oh,
Um,
but we also see Shalyn, when she was drawing the picture of the king of Carbrand. For some reason, drew some creatures behind him, which I was thinking is the picture of the creatures that were in
Yes.
like like in that boy band pose.
Uh-huh. They're in
wait, what?
they're the drawing in my book that has a special edition that has a bonus illustration. Shows the things that Shalin draws in the
Yeah,
background.
the
It's like the
creatures
shadowy
with
thing, right? I think we said that last time.
shadowy creatures with geometric shapes for where their faces should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'm going back in my.
Yeah, I think I sent you guys a picture of that, right?
You
Yeah,
did,
I'm trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
scroll
yeah.
back.
Yeah, because I couldn't stop laughing because it
Oh
literally
yeah,
looked like
yeah.
an
Oh
album
yeah, they're
cover.
like in the door. Yeah,
Looked like an album cover.
yeah. Album cover. Yeah, the way she was describing it's like those like cliche horror movie things where like a kid is drawing something like super effed up. So like when she looks back to the page, she has like horrors beyond imagination staring back at her, and she's like, "What the hell?" Like, but also she has like Cam Jensen eyes because she can just like take a snapshot memory of the king, and he doesn't have to like pose. It's like she just took a picture in her mind and is just like drawing that, which is cool. I
Mhm.
hope we get to understand what her kind of like magic power is too.
Yeah. Although I can't believe that, like, if I was Jasna, I would have asked to see that drawing she did.
Oh,
Yeah.
'Cause if
100%.
she was so dramatic and like crumpled it up, I'd be like, "Bitch, show me that. What do you got there?"
She's
Yeah,
drawing
yeah,
some
yeah.
like not safe for work fan art in there.
I, I feel like she's got some like important stuff that's gonna be relevant to Jasna's like research that she's doing about like the Voidbringers and whatever shit
Which we
that they're
also didn't
not gonna.
mention that the Voidbringers it looks like a chasm fiend. We forgot to mention that earlier
Yeah,
as
Oh,
well.
okay.
but
Yeah, I
Jasna
think they
finds
mentioned that
out
in
in
one of the
research.
previous chat like
Yeah,
sections.
it was when they were doing the like remote like writing thing between each
Mhm.
other. She's like, "Oh, we found this picture of what Voidbringers are supposed to look like," and then Dalinar comments like, "Why does this look like a chasm fiend?"
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
her
oof.
theory still is that the people who were drawing that didn't know what the Voidbringers look like.
Yeah,
But it
and
still
They just
is that.
drew a
they drew
beast
the scariest thing that they knew, which was a chasm fiend. It was the theory.
But it is still kind of sus that like they've been
around.
around for that long.
That's true, yeah. It's all coming together eventually.
Kinda.
In the next chapter, so these pre-words that we've been getting, like those little like intro lines to each chapter,
Hmm.
these that are sounding more like scholarly, I feel like it's sounding like something Jasna might write, because she's, I guess, combing over history stuff, and she like quotes like something from a text, and she writes like her little like caption underneath, like, "Oh, I think this might be blah 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 blah," and it kind of sounds like research to me. So I feel like that's what
Yeah,
these lines are that we've been getting.
I agree. Especially like the most, yeah, the recent ones. She's like, oh, I think this might reference Voidbringers. I was like, oh, that sounds like
Sounds
what
like
Jasna
Jasna.
is looking at.
Hmm.
And what
And
else was in this? Back to Cal.
back to
Our boy
Cal,
Cal.
all of
Yeah.
Bridge 4, the stew has brought them together. The
The
boys
stew of
are
friendship.
together.
The Nakama
The,
stew.
The
everyone
Nakama
knows
too.
if y'all have Nakama stew, you are friends for life.
Aw.
But
Until
also,
some of you die.
I like this because it kind of makes Gaz seem more complex than he initially seems, as well.
Mm,
Because he makes a comment that implies that he doesn't like the bridge system any more than anyone else does. Uh,
He was just forced into it,
well,
basically.
and he's kind of just forced into doing it, and he's kind of just given up, like trying to change anything. He's like, "What am I supposed to do? I'm a low rank
yeah.
in the army."
And I guess his commanding officer Lamaril is like blackmailing
Hmm.
him for something which we don't know about, but it seems like Gaz keeps giving him money to,
Yeah, he owes him
shut his
money
mouth.
for something. I'm thinking gambling or something, knowing gas.
They said blackmail though, so it has to be
Uh,
something like some secret. Or like info that,
True.
or like Lamaril caught Gaz doing something that he shouldn't have been, and now like to keep
Mhm.
Lamaril's mouth shut, Gaz just makes like payments to him. So
Yeah.
he got some shady business going on too.
Yeah,
And
maybe
then
Gaz is truly a good guy.
yeah, maybe in the end, the horrors were actually the Voidbringers all along.
I don't think he's a good guy, but I think he's a human.
Yeah, he has motivations, let's say.
Yeah,
Not
he's
Yeah.
necessarily
smart.
good ones, but he has reasons. Unlike some other books which we've seen before, where people's motivations don't seem like they're coming from anywhere.
Which, to be fair, sometimes it's okay for someone to just be evil. I will say,
Yeah.
Especially
You're
in
you know,
being evil for
fantasy.
the fun of it.
because sometimes I feel like we've gone the deep end when it comes to everyone has to be complex, which I like, but sometimes it's fun to see a story where someone just kind of is evil and like that's their shtick.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just easier, and especially like in fantasy where you have like you know the Dark Lord and things like that. Like sometimes
Yeah,
we just gotta have the evil to fight against.
yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just want to have hope.
Yeah.
I don't need to feel bad for my villain every day.
Sometimes I don't want reality while I'm reading.
Exactly. The next chapter is another Cal flashback. And this one's kind
Mm,
of like serious, and also like we see like the downfall of his kind of family and his dad in particular, which like really
yeah,
sucks. These chapters are really depressing and like kind of makes me
yeah.
feel really bad about Cal and his brother. But
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
also we still need to find out what happened to Tien, bro. What did Cal
yeah.
do
Yeah,
that got Tien murdered? Like what or killed or dead, whatever happened. Because like clearly Cal like blames himself for whatever happened to Tien.
Hmm.
I will say that in my head, TN is just Greg from Over the Garden Wall.
Yes, yes, I got that
Yeah,
vibe too.
like he
He's
like
just like an
likes
innocent
rocks.
guy.
He's just like a little
Yeah.
guy, and he's always like so upbeat. And he's like, "Look at this cool rock I found! Isn't it
Yeah.
great? It's a rock fact." Wait,
Now
let me
that's a
do a
rock fact.
let me do.
His favorite meal is potatoes and molasses.
Yeah.
But
Here.
this incident was very scary because now that this new
It's a
Bright
rock
Lord Mayor
fact.
guy, oh hell yeah, I forgot I had that sound effect. That one's not used as much, but I enjoy it. So people have started patronizing his dad's it's like surgery clinic basically, so they still go to him and he still does work, but because it was donation based, they like don't pay him anymore, which like if I was his dad, I would just start charging people then. But he was
Yeah.
too nice for that. So
Liren is actually a good guy.
yeah, Laren is like pure hearted, and then the new mayor is just like to the townspeople, really alienating Cal's family from the rest of the people, saying like, oh, it's like it's weird what he does, and listen, like if he said it's donations, you technically don't have to pay. So everyone stops paying, but then Cal has some like emergency not orbs, what do they call it? The spheres,
Spheres, yeah.
and then like some people come to like burglarize them basically, and it turns out it's like their neighbors and fellow townsfolk, which is like I hate that's so like gut wrenching when it's like some people
Yeah.
who is um like doing an evil act against you, and I honestly
And
thought they were
people
gonna
that
like
he's helped.
kill. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought
That
this was
directly
gonna end in some
benefit.
kind of bloodshed, but luckily like
Yeah.
Liren has
It was just
major
shame.
balls.
Yo, but
Yeah.
Liren is a fucking badass motherfucker.
Yeah,
And
hell
it's
yeah.
he's like, hey, but he like calls them out name by name. And tells
Yeah.
them what he's done for them, and they felt so much shame they just left.
Honestly, we need to shame more people and to just stop doing shit because it will be so much less effort and like bloodshed between like people who are arguing, you know. It's time to shame bad behavior again.
Bring back shame.
Yeah, bring back
bring
shaming.
back, bring back shame.
Oh, actually, jumping back though, I forgot that there was a Shalyn quote I wanted to bring up, and she said, "Ignorance may reside in a man hiding from intelligence, but scholarship can seem ignorance hidden behind intelligence." And like, whoa, Brando Sando once again popping off.
Well,
But
Deep
Lyran's quote from this
bars.
chapter, he says, oh, talking about those townspeople, they're petty, yes, but it's the pettiness of the ignorant, and I'm not disgusted by them. I'm disgusted by the one who manipulates them. I'm like, wow, that's actually very super relevant in today's times.
yeah.
But it's not the common folk that you need to turn your anger towards. It's really like the system and the force above them that is
Hmm.
manipulating them. That is kind of like the evildoer. But yeah, I
Hmm.
mean,
It's a class conflict.
Hell yeah. But yeah,
Everything
Lyrian,
you think is a race conflict is actually a class conflict.
it's like a voice, a disembodied voice speaking into your ear.
Yeah.
And but guys, there's no politics in fiction.
Oh
Guys,
yeah,
there's
in
no
my fantasy,
politics.
just
Oh, I'm
like Big
sorry, I forgot
Pharma,
this
does
was a
not
book.
exist.
That's my
Guys,
bad.
politics don't exist in fiction, obviously.
My
Obviously.
bad. Or in any
Well,
art, actually, to be
In
honest.
any art, guys, it's for funsies
yeah,
only.
Kings is just a title, totally not a political title.
An artistic title.
Yeah, artistic. Ay, ay, ay. But that's sad. Oh, but then also the special rock that Teen picked up made its appearance again. So I'm like, ooh, this rock is very special. And Cal is still torn between doing his surgeon apprenticeship and just effing off into the army because he felt the surge of power when he first held that spear, and it forever changed him. But I
Every
guess for
boy
a good reason.
has felt the power holding a weapon.
Yes, that's a manly art.
Yeah. When you pick up your first Nerf gun in youth is a
And you felt the
thing.
power surge through
I,
you.
I
That
As a
was the
felt the
moment.
I felt the thrill when I held a lightsaber for the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
yeah, when you whip it out and it like
Yeah.
extends.
Those extend ones. Mhm.
And you just hear it zing.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Last chapter. So Bridge
oof.
4 really upping their tactics, I have to say. I really like
Uh-huh. With
the
the
arc
side
we've seen in Bridge 4.
carry and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Side carry, let's go. Oh, they also got a new bridge man who is a yapper, Lopin, and he seems very
The one
cheery.
armed yapper.
Yeah, the one-armed yapper,
Yeah.
that should be his nickname. And he's also like super peppy for whatever reason.
I like this guy already. I like his
Yeah,
energy.
I really hope he doesn't die anytime soon.
I really hope so too, because I
Mhm.
love a yapper. Because I feel that, you know, in my soul.
You know what I thought was cute though? They let him and like, cause he's obviously like disabled, and like some of the other sick guys just be like water carriers, so they didn't need to
Mm,
like carry the bridge, and they still ran with them, but they kind of just like ran behind or like alongside them carrying like water sacks. So I was like,
yeah.
oh, look at them being actually efficient and not, working guys to death.
To be fair, they do got a horn eater, which is like the like
Yeah.
triple
A
size of
couple of
any other
people.
man.
True. But yeah,
Yeah.
you take what you're given.
Hmm.
Yeah, reading
And
about
this
Bridge 4's workout gives me motivation to work out too. When they're all like hustling in the yard together, I'm like, damn, you know what? Bridge 4 wouldn't give up. I can't, I
Yeah.
can go another 10 minutes on this treadmill.
I do, and
Yeah.
they're getting that functional like strength built up.
Strength. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And this new guy is Herdasian, so we get to meet a new race.
Yeah, I can't keep
Mm.
track of them,
We don't
honestly.
we don't really know much about them yet, but I assume we'll
Was this
learn.
one
I
in that
gotta keep.
photo from the card game or no? Or
I
board
will
game?
They're
say
in there. Yeah, I keep looking at
when they
them.
described him for some reason because he's like short and kind of like yapper and a little shit talky, like but in like a positive way. I kept imagining Danny DeVito for some reason.
One-armed Danny DeVito.
Oh, specific. Yeah, Herdasian is in that picture from the RPG.
Nice.
They are shorter, little guy.
Little dudes, man. I'm
Looks
gonna look back.
sort of maybe like South Central American inspired
Mm.
clothing. More like, yeah, maybe mountain looking. But I have no idea actually what the race is. Yeah, we don't really know much about him in this yet.
Oh, I see the Ariali with their
Let's see.
golden hair. They're very blonde.
Oh, but
Mhm.
then also it ends with Lamarel ordering Cal to get beaten up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the side carry kind of fucked some shit up that he did
Which
not foresee.
Yeah.
which I guess in hindsight he should have thought about it. If no one else is doing it, it would fuck up the the flow that they normally have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess it did save Bridge 4's hide, and they were able to like make it out to the chasm before any of the other bridges, but because of that, all the other bridges kind of got effed because
Yeah,
the Parshendi started focusing their fire on those guys, and they lost a lot of people.
and it wasn't just that too. It was also because when other people noticed they were surviving by doing side carry, they tried to do the side carry, but they've
without
never
practice.
practiced it, so
Yeah.
it slowed everyone down to, like, random intervals of reaching the
Hmm.
chasm.
And some of them
Yeah,
just
and
straight up
then
drop their bridges.
Yeah,
like because of that, there were not enough bridges for the soldiers to make it across, and the soldiers started getting like surrounded on the other side because they couldn't get too many people across
at
at
once,
once.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kaladin, yeah, he had a good idea, but I
He did
guess he
not think
didn't
it through.
foresee. Yeah, I mean, I didn't foresee that either because I was just like, oh wow, that's good. Like they'll not have to die when they carry this bridge. But then like thinking back on it, it's like, oh yeah, but like the rest of the army's not on the same page.
And like
Yeah.
I love once they like get there, set the bridge down, and Cal like sees it happening, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
Like,
he
He's like,
re
oh, I'm
that
about to
thing
get
when
murdered.
you like
mid-battle, he was like, "Oh, I fucked up."
that thing when you like fucked up when you fuck up, and it feels like everything goes in slow motion, and you like see the future
Yeah.
playing out in front of you, and you're like,
Yeah.
but you can't do anything.
Yeah,
I
it's
was like,
like watching a
"Oh
car
no!"
wreck.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's that sound, like, and this is the moment Cal knew he fucked up.
yeah, yeah. Rip.
Yeah,
So then
but
they get
he dropped his spheres though. So my last note was I hope he gets to pick up all of his spheres because that was literally all of his money that he brought with him.
Yeah.
But
But
they
very
are
sad for
all
Cal.
empty of Stormlight because he got like a
A
burst of
surge.
strength while they were running.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I'm like, I wonder what that could have come
I
from.
wonder where he got this energy from.
He must probably always think it's the thrill or, like, adrenaline or something every single time.
Yeah.
But like, what does he think is happening with his like spheres that had light? Clearly, he knows like if he's
He
received one that has
maybe he
light.
just thinks
Just
he's getting, like, shitty spheres, maybe. Because it wouldn't
yeah.
be surprising if they were giving them, like, bad spheres.
I guess. But I mean, when he receives them, he like I'm sure inspects it and is like, this one's good. And like a day later or like after a bridge run, he's like, damn, they all ran out of energy already.
Mm,
Yeah. As he hasn't put together the connection of like they
Yeah.
always run out after this thing happens.
Hmm. I
mhm.
mean, he's got other
Which
things to worry
yeah,
about,
which, to be
like
fair, you're
staying
so
alive.
Yeah.
exhausted probably, like, it's the last thing on your mind.
Hmm. But yeah, I guess now we know why he gets the surge because they finally explain that he does carry his money with him because it's too valuable to leave in like the barracks, which makes sense.
Mhm.
I don't want to die with your possessions on you, so I get it. But let's hope Cal doesn't have too many broken ribs by the time we see him again. And I guess hopefully
Yeah.
he had enough medicine stocked up for himself.
But he's also like definitely gonna have to, besides just this beating, is gonna have to face some other punishment for sure
I'm
for this.
thinking what might happen, this is a prediction, that they probably are gonna string him up to like be outside in a high storm, but like something's gonna happen where he like
Uh,
absorbs like a lightning strike or something.
That's what I'm thinking. That's
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking too. Like, because like, they do that to have the spheres get re-energized. He's just gonna
yeah,
get, like, supercharged or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he's about to go Super Saiyan, and you're gonna hear Phil Collins drum fill.
Do 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 do.
You feel it. No copyright.
Yeah.
I won't sing the rest of the song.
No, you can you know karaoke's allowed on Twitch, right? People have karaoke
Really?
streams.
Okay,
Yeah,
my bad.
you
Okay,
should do that.
I can sing all of
Okay.
Phil
Yeah,
Collins.
I think you just can't use the actual recording, but you can play like the karaoke, like Nintendo
The
Okay, yeah,
DS
version.
instrumental version.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make my own audiobook with my own music choices.
You get a bunch of licensed songs to add into the audiobook. You're like, Phil Collins record studio. Can I please ask to use your song for this specific scene in this book? But yeah, very interesting. But um, I hope Cal stays alive, and I hope his team comes forward for him though. Because now he's gonna be pretty beat up. His Nakama's gotta have his back.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't just all fall apart immediately.
Yeah. But also, I wonder if Sadius will change his tactics because this is all under Sadius's army.
Hmm.
And I
Or
wonder if
perhaps,
Sadius himself will like interact because I think so far
yeah,
our protagonists have not interacted with each other. So that would be like, or he's like a side protag, but Dalinar, Kaladin, and Shallan. their stories haven't exactly intertwined yet. I think Cal and Dalinar are probably the closest because just geographically they're next to each other, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like maybe if he has to actually talk to higher ups about this and Sadius, we'll get that overlap of their stories.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's all coming together.
Let's see.
But yeah, that was this second quarter of The Way of Kings. So we're exactly halfway through with the book now, which I don't know how we keep such good track, but I guess we'll figure out for next time when is a good date and how far to read. But anyone have any closing thoughts about this section?
Uh, I'm just saying, I still think Wit is Hoyd, by the way.
Boyd, yeah, I kept that
Still,
note. I kept that
still,
standing note.
still not giving up on that theory. I don't think we're gonna learn about it until like a lot later, if that is a thing, or if ever. But I
Maybe
still
like
think
the
so.
other books even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but I'm still holding on to it. I still think so. The
Yeah,
description,
Brando
it
Sandoz
it, it
is
fits
working.
the same description Hoyd has been given in like Mistborn. I feel
I don't think we
like
get to.
something off.
I don't.
They give a little bit, like he's a little off-putting. He knows stuff that he probably shouldn't. I feel
Mm.
like that's like the same description Wit was given, so I'm thinking it's Hoyd.
We didn't get to see many Hoyt dialogue lines, I
Yeah,
think, in Mistborn.
very little. I
Yeah, we
think
got
in
like maybe
Mistborn it was
four.
Yeah.
only in the first one, and it was implied that it was also Hoyd in the second book, I think. When Vin was looking for informants in the city and she was off put
Yeah.
by like one of them. It was implied that was Hoyd.
Oh yeah, and
Hmm.
she skipped
She
that one.
doesn't
Yeah.
talk to him.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
also, wasn't he the one who was the informant for the father venture, right? Like there's a
Ye-
scene of
Oh,
Venture
yes,
Senior talking to somebody.
I think so,
I
yes.
don't remember.
Yeah, because he was the informant Kel talks to in the first book as well.
Hmm.
One of
Oh
Yeah,
them
yeah,
at
that's
yeah,
least.
the
yeah.
only part I remember him from, and Vin avoiding him.
Yeah, I think.
And I want to meet some other world hoppers that we don't know of them right now, but or actually maybe we got to read some other Brando Sando series to introduce some of them.
Oh,
Hmm.
also, I guess this has nothing to do with this book. This is just for purely for book club streams. I read Onyx Storm, by the way,
Oh yeah.
everyone. Uh, better than Iron Flame, but that was a low bar to meet. If you didn't like Iron Flame, I don't think it's gonna improve your viewpoint on the
Yeah.
book series.
If you're like me and you're just interested in like the general plot, read Spark Notes or have a friend tell you how it went. Because I'm
I will.
probably filled in now.
I like to make myself suffer, and I probably will be reading book 4.
I'm still like I just want to know where it goes at this point. I'm not sure if I'm gonna invest time reading the book myself, but I will check out the TV series if and when that ever comes out to pass
Oh
judgment on
God.
that. Hopefully it fixes some stuff when you have actual other writers who is not just Yaros working
Oh,
on the
I am
dialogue.
100% excited for that series. I
Yeah.
wanna I because like the thing is though, I have hope with other people involved in the project that there will be improvements made and things that I hate are gonna be not there.
It's
But we'll
funny because
see.
it's like the reverse. Because you want the author or the original creator to have a lot of say
Yeah.
in their adaptation, but this time I'm like, just leave her as a consultant and like, do your own thing. I think you'll improve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was always saying that I feel like the story might be better and like the dialogue would be better in a like a TV format because I don't have to hear Violet's stupid inner monologue.
Yeah. That is true.
Hmm. Which is also reverse of what you usually want. Because I want sometimes most of the time
Yeah.
I want to hear people's inner
Normally,
dialogue.
I want the inner dialogue because it's a big part of the story. But in the case of these books, I could do with little to
No.
no inner dialogue.
Yeah, just really give me really cool visuals, make the dragons look cool. Make sure the dialogue's not cringy, keep some comedy, cool action scenes, please. I want really good action choreography from this. Especially, did they say like
Especially
Violet's really good with the daggers and like hand to hand or
yeah,
something like
especially
that,
the
right?
first, like, especially like, yeah, like the dragon action. The first book has a lot of hand-to-hand combat because it's very
Mm.
focused on the school, which I think like good action choreo is something that a lot of modern TV or movies kind of are lacking in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mhm.
no one wants to learn how to fight for their movies apparently anymore. Um, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that it's an easy thing. This makes it sound like I could do it too. I know I can't.
Like, I've done it.
But I mean, like a big part of action movies and stuff is that's the job
Fighting.
of it. So I
Yeah,
feel
we need more
like
stunts.
Yeah.
like you should find people who are willing to do it. Like there are plenty of actors who have proven that they take that shit serious. You know, Sanji in the live action One Piece, like learned kickboxing. His like kicks look fine. Like like his action scenes look cool. Like there are examples in modern day of people taking that shit serious. So I'm hoping that this is
Yeah.
another example of that.
Oh, fully unrelated, but I was watching Blue Eye Samurai yesterday, and the
Hell
action
yeah.
choreo in that is
Oof.
great.
Really?
Yes.
For an
It's
animated series, that's good.
Fire.
yeah,
It's so good.
and
Like
it's
the
like
old
really interesting. It's very varied, which is nice
yeah.
to see, and it's not just sword fighting. It's like also martial arts because he like mixes a lot of types of things. He doesn't like subscribe to one school of sword fighting. But yeah, I noticed that when I was watching, I was like, wow, the action choreo is like really good and really interesting.
Overall, show is fire. I had very
Mhm.
few like gripes with the show, and a gripe might even be too strong of a word with how I felt about like knocks on the show. I guess might be more accurate.
Is it an
Uh,
original piece of media or it's an adaptation from
I
something?
think it's original, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think
I
it's
actually don't know.
original.
Because I've heard
Yeah.
it, but I've never like watched it. I also don't have Netflix anymore, so I'd have to find other means.
Yeah. I'm sure it's on Plex.
Yeah.
Or we could get on Plex. But it also is like it's American, I assume. Or like it's,
Yeah,
in English,
Ah.
yeah,
written in English, the
yeah.
people who wrote it.
Yeah, it was
Uh
written I think in made by Americans. I think even the animation is very American with like anime
yeah.
influence.
Okay. So
Hmm.
like
Or not
Avatar: The
American. I
Last
shouldn't say
Airbender.
American because I actually don't know if it's American. It's very Western with anime influence to the animation
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looked like a
and
straight up
art
anime to
direction.
me when I looked it up last night. At least like the title and the visuals.
No, wait. I think I also like just from looking at it thought that the animation was gonna be way different when I started it. It looks it's maybe more like I don't know if this is a hallmark of that, but like French animation, like how arcane and things
Mhm.
I know what you
look.
mean. That's why I said not American because I was like I don't think it actually is American or it doesn't feel
Yeah,
American. It feels Western,
Yeah,
but
not
not.
yeah,
Asian.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
like
actually know what the studio.
clearly inspired by anime. Like is like the
Yeah,
art direction and animation is clearly inspired by anime. It's it's not the same, but it gives me like like Avatar's not anime, but clearly inspired by anime. Is like
mhm,
one of like that vibe I get.
yeah.
Nice. Well, there's a plug for the Blue Samurai if anyone's interested.
Oh, yep. It's a French animation studio.
Yep.
Nice.
And
Blue
He called
Spirit.
it.
I was gonna say it kind of reminds me
Yeah.
of Code Lyoko, but
Was that
like a lot
French?
better looking. Yeah,
Oh.
Code Lyoko is
Oh,
French.
Colloquio was really
I
off-putting
think
though.
Code Lyoko might be Canadian French though. Actually, now I'm thinking about it.
French
But
Canadian.
it might actually also just be French. I don't actually remember. I know French is involved in some way, but it could be like French Canadian or just purely French. Um,
Yeah.
but
That's
it
so
actually
funny.
like yeah, Code Lyoko is what it like the vibes remind me of, but like less ugly looking because Code Lyoko was made a very
Good.
long time ago.
Yeah, I
And that's
used to
not knock
remember it
on
would
Code
come
Lyoko.
on.
I loved Code Lyoko, mind
I
you.
would just
Like it
watch
was
the
one of my favorite
intro,
shows.
and then when the show started, I'm like really
Code
disinterested
Lyoko,
in.
bro.
Yeah, I would watch it for the song, I think, and then once the show started, I'm like, all right, I really don't know what this is about, and then I would change the channel.
And Code Lyoko was 100% inspired by anime because they had a literal cat boy. Uh,
What?
you know that's one of the
No, I
characters.
don't
Like
watch the show.
they go into the virtual world, like they all get like a kind of like a powered
An,
persona.
an
Like the main,
avatar.
like the one of the guys
Yeah.
becomes like a samurai. The girl gets like razor sharp fans, and the other kid gets cat boy powers.
I have to look this up now.
Hey.
He literally just has like
Code
cat claws
Lyoko.
and like it just turns into a cat boy. I'm like, this is 100% some animation.
Oh, I love it.
I'm looking at a
That's
photo.
that's one of my favorite anime tropes. I think
Oh,
it's
me too.
really
I
fun.
I love me cat boy, cat girl, dog boy, dog girl. You know, any animal boy, animal girl.
Hmm.
Yeah, he does get like cat ears. That's
See,
so odd. I did not realize that.
Perhaps
see, it
this
like from
stems
a
from
young age.
my my obsession with the Warriors book series in childhood.
cats.
The Warriors. Oh
Anthropomorphic
god.
cats have always been in my
Wait,
zeitgeist.
they weren't anthropomorphic. I thought they were just cats.
Anthropomorphic, as in like they talk or like they have a human way of
traits.
thinking, not like
Okay,
human
okay.
characteristics.
I was gonna
you
say,
know?
wait, I was not picturing them fighting on two legs. I thought they were
Yeah,
still
Yeah.
cats.
anthropomorphic, not physically.
Yes, okay.
From a young age, I was being brainwashed to be a weeb. Apparently, no matter what I watched, it was anime influenced, and it was just a matter of time until, especially the Toonami commercial telling me
So
who's gonna
funny.
rule the school or whatever the hell they talked about.
Yeah, Naruto was a school drama. So funny. Anyway, back to this book. Yeah, I guess we're done. We'll see you next time. It looks like the next part is like just exactly 3/4 to the end of this
Nice.
part that we're currently reading, part 3. So that's an easy stopping
Oh wait,
point.
I was seeing but part 4 goes into like 75%. I think like the two key chapters is to part 4. Does it
No,
not?
the first page of part 4 is 700 20. Oh, sorry,
Oh
25. Yeah, right. Wait, wait, hang on. Let me do
We need
math
yeah,
math.
really quickly. Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
Up
sorry,
like
to 750. I was counting to 725.
okay, yeah. Because
Yeah.
through 53 up to 54 goes to 75%, 74 point
Yes,
whatever percent.
that is true. Okay, so we're going up to 54 is
So we'll
75%.
read 53. Is that what?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll decide a date off stream. For now, thanks everyone who tuned in, and also I think I published the first stream on YouTube already, so it should be up there. But yeah. All right. So, this week for my stream schedule, I'm going to be at work a little bit later, so I'm not sure if my normal game streams will start slightly later, maybe around like 6:30ish. So stay tuned for that, but I still plan on streaming both Monday and Wednesday. I got so much grinding done in Metaphor that I'm now level like 72, and I think the next
Nice.
boss is at level 70, so oops.
Where are you in Metaphor now?
I'm still in Tower of Insolence, so I'm going to go to
Okay,
Grand
yeah.
Trad now. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm still outside of the final boss fight, just
just
grinding.
grinding. I
I
think
didn't
I
really
just
grind much
crossed
more yesterday, so that's why.
I crossed 50% archetypes with the MC, and I'm like, I can't believe this is only 50%, and I'm like 75% done with this game. Like, I don't know how much
Yeah.
grinding I'll need at the
No,
end.
but mind you, until like the final dungeon grinding is like significantly faster than any other grinding you can do.
All right, noted. And plus, when I have all the other characters with their like mastered thing, I just put all the heroes' Leaf of Light into my MC.
Oh
They're like
yeah,
donating their XP
that
to me.
that's literally what I've been doing. Is like everyone's
Yeah,
on the max royal and just like all funneling into the MC now.
nice. Give me your Nakama power. But yep, so we'll see some more story stuff tomorrow. But hopefully, if y'all had snow, it's not too heavy. It is a wet snow. I just came back from shoveling earlier, and that shit was heavy. Even though I want to say
Gross.
maybe like 2 inches, but it was like heavy snow, like wet, slushy. So
I don't know.
yeah,
Honestly, like that looks like a full like 8 inches. If I'm being,
really by you?
I'm kidding.
Dang.
That was a joke.
Oh
Sorry,
wait.
sorry, sorry. That was
I
a
was like,
bad
I don't
joke.
understand.
That
You're
was a bad joke.
overcompensating for your snowfall.
That was a joke.
So
Sorry.
18 inches of Sephiroth.
Some might even say that's too much now.
Yeah,
You can never have too much
intimidatingly
Sephiroth.
large amount of snow.
An intimidatingly large. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Some would even say that's an indecent amount of snow.
Wait, were there any other funny lines like that in Onyx Storm? Last thing before we go. Any like weird descriptions or like funny descriptions that caught your eye?
Honestly,
supposed
no,
to be funny.
not as like funny to me as Iron Flame. As much as I hate the book, had the funniest descriptions for certain things. I don't think this one really had as many of those.
Yeah, Yaros was not as out of pocket this time, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, the smut was also like reduced in my opinion. Or
What?
maybe
That's
I
the only thing the
also
books are good for.
like the smut was like extra cheesy, but it wasn't as often in my like from what I remember.
Okay, nah, the cheesy smut is like, eh. It's like,
Yeah, there was
not
no
plot
there
relevant.
was no plot-driven smut, like the throne scene. The throne scene, I think, is the only smut scene that I
That's
actually thought was like a
yeah,
good scene.
Mhm.
yeah. I was
'Cause it
like,
had
okay, we're
context.
doing this. This scene has a vision. Like we're doing something with this
'Cause
here.
there was plot, which I always appreciate, like,
Mhm.
involved with the smut, and 2, it was, like, a very, like, descriptive scene. Uh, like,
Is that when
I
we
think
got
so
that was a
liquefied my
hot thing
core?
for
That was
him
a
to do.
different scene. I
wait,
forget.
what? What?
No, when she used the description, like, her core liquefied, I forget if it was
Oh,
that scene or the
yeah,
first
yeah.
scene.
I think it's both. She
I think it's
talks about
probably
that
both, yeah.
hardcore a lot.
Her core
Her core.
liquefies a lot. She has very weak core strength, apparently.
The liquefied core is what is equivalent to the Akatar. What is like her watery bowels or
Oh
whatever.
Yeah,
god, that's disgusting.
yeah, the watery bowels or whatever, yeah, I know what you're
Ew.
talking about. It's
That
not
just makes
watery
me think
bowels,
that
I
she
don't
has
think it's
to
watery
shit so
bowels,
bad.
but it sounds like she has to shit every single
Yeah,
time.
it sounds like she has diarrhea.
Yeah,
Oh god. Well, if that happens, that's definitely not normal, and you should go see a doctor about that.
bowels are
But
watery.
anyway, what a great way to end the stream. Continually bashing 4th Wake series.
If someone makes your bowels liquefy,
Go to the doctor.
go
Go
to
to
the
You
the
don't
doctor,
see
doctor.
them
please.
anymore.
Please see a doctor.
They're abusing you.
But it's coming from a good place. I would like to see this TV show succeed, in all honesty.
On me as well, especially because like it's the cast is actually not predominantly white, which I appreciate.
Yay,
Mm.
diversity win.
Which
But
is
then
like
go
rare.
we should get cast as extras.
It still takes me forever to like not think of everyone in Way of Kings as just being like white. Like it's that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
fantasy.
unused to it I am.
we gotta unlearn. Yo, do
Hmm.
you think they'll film this in Jersey? Like the other well, is it coming to Netflix or HBO? I forgot who
You
picked
know,
it up.
like the mountainous
Or
regions of
Prime?
New Jersey. Like what?
Yeah, no, oh, I think Amazon Prime, right?
Oh,
They
I
filmed
think
Fallout
I
in
I
don't
don't
Jersey
know.
know.
though.
I think it's in. Actually, I don't know if it's Prime. I don't know if it's confirmed Prime or not.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
I
because
Jersey's apparently
yeah,
rivaling Hollywood now.
and some do say NGIT is like Basquiat.
What the hell?
I'm kidding.
We gotta get some
So true.
confirmation from that. Are you sure it's not Rutgers?
Actually,
Is
no,
Rutgers the other school?
Rutgers would make more sense vibe wise to Basquiat if I'm being for real.
And I feel
So
like they
that,
have
Yeah,
like a whole because it's the state school, right? So it's like
yeah,
they are Jersey at its core.
yeah. Who's fucking more? Because that's what the vibe is.
What did you say?
I said, who's which? What school is fucking more? Because that was the vibe at Basquiat. Either
for sure,
you're
for
dying, or
sure.
you're fucking.
Not the dying part, but for sure Rutgers with the other
Yeah,
part.
It's like
that was my
cutthroat. They
assumption.
party hard and they study hard.
Yeah,
Well, there's some free advertising for Rutgers.
you're welcome.
You're welcome, Rutgers. Please sponsor my stream. Thanks. All right. Anyway, all right. We'll discuss dates after this, but I'm end the stream here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow if you're gonna catch a metaphor.